Hello, everyone, and welcome to this special live, I guess you can say. No, it's not calf chat, but I do have my calf or coffee with me. How are you guys doing today? I'm pretty sure you guys may have seen the drama that has been going on Twitter. I don't know about any other social medias, but particular Twitter. And I woke up this morning, got ready to go teach yoga, and was just browsing online to see like social media, Twitter, X, because that is one of my platforms I use for my channel. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna see what's going on. I do interact with shills, I guess you could say, so I always keep up on if there's any replies back to me. So I am sipping on my coffee, not quite ready to head out the door, and I see this campaign that had started maybe a little less than an hour before I woke up. And so I retweeted it, and I believe I am the only one who addressed it first within what we call, our supporters, or people in the same community as us, or whatever you want to call that. And then from there, I shared it to some DM groups I am involved in to share, hey, this is what's going on. And then also shared another tweet regarding it. Man, what a morning though. So you guys probably know what I'm talking about without me even saying anything. And this is what we're reporting on. And it's funny how myself and maybe Tim or someone else within our group, or our, friends, familiars, what have you, we end up, stating or talking about a story first, or sharing about a story first, and then it being taken off and then credited to other channels, maybe ones that are bigger, that have bigger views, which that happens all the time. But I guess it doesn't matter. The story is getting out there. But what do you guys think about that? Before I pull up that exactly what is going on, and the two articles, these two um pieces of, what do you call, evidence or whatever, manifestos or whatever, they are being addressed to YouTube directly. So not at Twitter X, but YouTube. But I want to see who's all in the chat, who's joining me. I'm always about addressing and saying hello to everybody if I can. So Darth Pause, the shills are crying hard. Yeah, and this is all about, dun dun dun. This is all about the Acolyte, season, or the Acolyte not being continued. And I'm looking for the article, and I haven't had a chance to find it and pull it up. But there's an article long before the Acolyte, I think, no, this is when Acolyte was still premiering all their episodes. But there's an interview with Headland saying that they didn't plan on a season 2, that there's only one season that they planned on, and that's all they're getting. And she pointed out that Darth Gimpface, the one with the crazy so-called Sith mask, I guess, whatever it is, he was to show up towards the end, and because that's how they written it, or that's how she anticipated, because she was anticipating a season 2 and then got the word there's no season 2. And so they had to redirect the story, his story, to begin earlier. And I'm guessing that's why it took longer for Acolyte to come out, because that show has been proposed and said it was in the works for a very long time before it actually premiered, right? So I think that was something that halted the show from premiering earlier than what it did. However, I don't give a shit. I'm just sharing that this is the information that I put together. I will find that article and I will share with you guys on Twitter. So hello again, Darth Pause, Soul Assassin. Yeah, thank you for coming in. Surprise, surprise. A live, right? I was going to do a pre-record and upload it, but why not? Why don't we just sit and talk while I have the chance to sit down and talk before I get busy and start prepping for calf chat. All right, Gohan Creates. Hey guys, how are you doing, Gohan? And yes, I do have merch. Thank you for letting everybody know. I really don't advertise it much, right? So if you guys want to support the channel that way and wear some of my art, that would be greatly appreciated. And let's see here. We have Jordan France here. How are you doing? And let's see here. OG would be harsh, a harsh inquisitor if we still lived in the Inquisition. And Anakin Batsy, hello, how are you doing? And I think, Melissa Lord, a channel member, how are you doing? Love that you're able to jump in. Mr. Dystopian, hi. And let's see here. Anybody else? Masquerade. Yeah, I don't know why I'm having a hard time like saying masquerade, but yeah, Maz is here. How are you doing? Masquerade. The YouTube headline interview might be the one you're looking for. Probably, but it could be, you know how they make articles out of interviews on YouTube. So probably. And then Disney knew it would be bad from the start. That's why there's no Super Bowl ad back in February. You know what? I don't really pay attention to the Super Bowl anymore, so I don't know why, or I don't know what type of like ads from companies like Disney and stuff premiered. So you probably have a point there. All right, so let me go ahead and bring up this article here. I'm going to put full screen so you guys could see it and I could see it better. So this is what's being, and this campaign was huge or is huge. Somehow, like this was a coordinated one. So I'm pretty sure that maybe a lot of these guys came from the same Discord. Yeah, so it's very, very interesting. I'm going to bring this up on my phone here so I can read it better because I don't have my glasses on. I'm going to find one that I can scan or zoom into. Yeah, but it's crazy how it all went down. Like I said in the beginning, I got up, had my coffee, what have you, and then I hopped on and seen this go down. And I think I tweeted it probably within an hour of the first tweets that came out for this campaign and shared it out. So then as I went to work and as I carried on out throughout my morning, I realized a lot more people were then sharing it, which is good. And really bringing awareness to how these people are saying, oh, this is, hate speeches and harassment is not wanted. And we're protesting to get against it by this campaign. And here they're doing a campaign, a targeted campaign against the channels here. And who am I talking about? Well, Nerdrotics, Geeks and Gamer, Ryan Kennel, and they threw Star Wars Theory in this. Kind of funny how this all happens because, these are some channels that have grown a lot over the years and they do have very big opinions. And I have disagreed with some things that they have said in the past. So, this is what an echo chamber is not about agreeing or no. Echo chambers are about agreeing and all this other stuff. But outside of an echo chamber, just a community who can talk and agree and disagree. That's what is a healthy community, I guess you can say, if you want to say it that way, if you want to present it that way, is that you're able to civilly agree and disagree. And even when it gets heated, I guess you can say. For example, when Prey came out, and the word squaw, I'm just going to say it, was used and people were thinking it was okay to say that word, I shared my experience with it because that word is like the N word for Black people, I guess you can say. So it's kind of like that hateful, spiteful type of word that stereotypes, a certain gender or race or ethnicity. And they disagreed with me and really just spoke outwardly against what I said and saying that it's not true, even though I have lived the experience. So that's an example of like even being civil and not wanting to cancel people because they're saying that a word that is used in your own race as a targeted slur is not really that. I didn't seek to cancel anybody. I didn't seek to wanting to demonetize the stream that they were talking about on there. However, I did lose a little respect for some of them for that because they didn't look at it with compassion like, oh shit, she's speaking from experience. And my approach is not woke, it's just experience, right? And I think today, in this day and age, woke is now another just buzzword that's being used. And people are now like still using it and not thinking that maybe that isn't the case. And so it's so people that are on the opposite side of who we are or what we do, with this pop culture war against pop culture and what's going on with it, not pop culture in general, but war against what's going on and the destruction of pop culture, like Star Wars. Um, yeah, they I lost my train of thought there, but they're going, they're not looking at it very constructively and not real, and they're not realizing that they're also setting themselves up for the opposite side to point fingers as such, you know. So we have to be very careful on how we address things in a way and stop using buzzwords, just like the word racism is a buzzword. Bigotry is now a buzzword. They don't have meaning to it anymore because it's always being targeted and thrown at someone who does not agree with you. And we're seeing like what do you call it? We're seeing this happen time and time again. Censorship. You know, we're seeing that, you know, countries are now censoring social media from their citizens. Do we want that? Do we want the censorship here? Y- You know, hate speech is not illegal. And the only thing that can be considered something that could be taken to court is more than likely a death threat or something like that. That's beyond hate speech. So if I don't like someone, eh, excuse me, and they pissed me off, and I go and, you know, well, I wouldn't say lose my mind, but I type out something like, "Oh, that fucking bitch, I can't stand her and her blah 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 blah." That's a form of hate speech. I'm pissed off. Should I have said it? Maybe, maybe not. But does that warrant a censorship? Does that warrant um, me from my livelihood? No. It just makes me look bad. And then people have a choice to think, oh, well, Laura's a bitch. I don't want to hang around her. Or what she said on her social media, I'm not going to follow her anymore. Fine. Go ahead. I don't care. We always say shit that is not smart. Well, not always. We have times of those where we say stuff that we look back and said, oh, fuck, what was I thinking? Right? But when it comes to these shills, these Acolyte Disney shills, when you speak about a show, and this is pertaining to Acolyte, when you speak about a show and you don't like it because of X, Y, and Z, that X, Y, and Z can be it tears up continuity, it dishonors what George have written, or it was a bad written story. It is all of a sudden hate speech. Or a character, for example. So if you don't like the character and how the character is written or how it like some of the language that it was speaking or anything about the character, how it looked or anything like that, all of a sudden you're racist or sexist or you hate the actor or actress. See how they flip that coin? No longer can you give a valid criticism against a story or against a character or even, you know, the actress's acting skill. It gets turned into something opposite from what you were talking about. And that is you are now racist, sexist, bigot, or they turn it political and you're one side of the political coin because you decided to criticize something about the show. Hey there, Scran, and hey there, Star Wars Marvel Purists. I was just ranting and raving right now. We're talking about this. So I said I was going to pull up that, zoom in so we could talk about that. But that's what I'm talking about is how they are coining this. And it's alarming. And to me, it shows these generations right now, the generation right now, can't take criticism. Their skin is so fucking thin that if you even look at them wrong, or maybe you move the corner of your mouth wrong, oh my God, they're going to say something racist. Or they looked at me the wrong way. They must be racist. You know, I was born Native American from a few tribes, also Filipino. And I do have a little bit of French and Spanish in me. So I do have a little bit of European blood because that's common for Native Americans to have that, no matter the degree you are of Native blood. And I have faced so much pushback in my life, like hanging out in the Midwest, visiting my family, like in Iowa and South Dakota. Having people, me walking down the road to go to the cafe to see my step grandfather at a cafe that he hangs out in the morning. He gets up and goes to coffee and meets with all the other elder men, and they have coffee. That's their little gossip place, right? Walking over there, and someone passing by in their red car. I don't remember what type of car it was, but I remember it was red, and laughing at me, pointing and doing war hoops at me because I'm Native. Like nothing warranted that other than they knew I was Native, but do I make myself a victim? Do I say, oh my God, that's hate speech, cancel them? I'm using that cancellation as an example. Call the police, they hate me, they said some, they did a racist stereotypical war hoop at me because I'm Native, they hate me. No, because I don't choose victimhood. Yeah, it fucking hurt. Yeah, they're fucking idiots. But that's them projecting, not me. Not me. I see my chat's on fire right now. Oh my God. And then like the same summer, just because I'm thinking about that time frame, the same summer, 4th of July weekend there. And mind you, we are in a place that has a river called the Little Sioux River and the Little Sioux Valley. Oh my God, and I'm Sioux. Like that's the coined description of Lakota, Dakota, and Nakota is Sioux. And so I'm visiting my dad and my stepmom and her family that lives in that area by the Little Sioux River in the Little Sioux Valley. And it's 4th of July. And we're sitting outside doing our own thing, having some, like drink, not drinking, but having our beverages and barbecuing, what have you, gonna do 4th of July bullshit, all the same thing we all do probably for 4th of July. And the catty corner neighbors across the road from us, so like a diagonal across from us, were shooting their fireworks off towards us because of my dad and I being Native. And that was even stated. Like, look at those fucking, look at those fucking Indians, those Redskins, blah, 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 that kind of thing. But again, that's their projection. And they're the ones that look like idiots, not me, not my dad. And this is my story. My reason why I'm saying this is that thick skin, you know what they used to say, stick and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt, right? These guys right here, words are like knives to their skin because they are so thin-skinned that they can't take a fucking criticism against a show from a corporate who doesn't give a shit about them. They really don't give a shit about them. And they don't see reality that the show was canceled due to or stopped due to, or like I said, it wasn't even a consideration for a season 2 from that article. I got to pull it up. But right now they're saying that it didn't go forward because of low viewership. So take it as you will. Helen said there was never a second season. However, now they're saying that it's not going on because of low viewership, or maybe that announcement from her was the decision when they decided not to go forward. So piecing this all together. And I have a $5 super chat here. Jim, $5. Thank you so much. I'm a part of this current generation, and even I'm fed up with. Yeah, there's a few of you that like there's, I have hope for some, or for the generation, because there are some that are level-headed, mature enough to realize that this is bullshit, that it doesn't affect them, that you guys can rise above this and have the thick skin. So proper raising, are maybe live lives from experience, what have you. So I am very proud of you guys. I sound like a grandma now. I'm or an auntie or an older mom. I'm very proud of you guys. But that's great. And I know I can understand you're fed up with this behavior. So is my son. They act in a way that would have got me disciplined as a small child. Yeah, that is correct. So let's see here. Let me go ahead and unhighlight that. I will look at you guys' chat here pretty soon. Yeah, so we wake up to this target harassment campaign. That's all you can say. Like I said, I have reasons to not really agree sometimes, or a lot of times, with some of the said mentioned channels for various reasons. And there's times that I do. But when I don't, for instance, that squaw situation, I was debating if I was going to mention that or not. Doesn't mean I want them canceled. I'm glad they're successful on their channel. I'm glad that they're able to, sit behind the camera and talk about what's going on in pop culture, the pop culture war, and discuss it, whether if I agree with them or not, right? That's different opinions. This is not an echo chamber, but for these guys, these shills, obviously it's an echo chamber. And if you don't meet the criteria of what they want to be thought, said, expressed, then you don't belong, and you're an ister. And I'm gonna this out. We're gonna read this. I'm gonna read this article here pretty soon, or not this manifesto kind of bullshit here, and I'll pull up some evidence how wrong they were, because they say they have facts here, but they're not facts. These guys don't know how to do their fucking research, okay? But oh, I need to take a drink. I'm like going a mile a minute here, and I haven't had any coffee yet. All right. So I'm not one for caring which generations they are from, only by their behavior, which they are good or not. Yeah. Yeah. So let's just get into this article, and then I'll finish my train of thought here pretty soon. Okay. We got based youngsters around like Darth Paz and Kramer, among others. There is some hope for the future. There's always hope. It just feels like it's far and in between. And that's fine, I guess. We just got to keep educating, talking about, and discussing. But we are not the echo chamber they are. And that's apparent with what they're saying here and what they're doing. So with this being said, this is basically what they're saying. Basically, they're saying like it is time to start. It is time for YouTube to step up and enforce their TOS. And they coin this, stopping bigotry and hate speech on social media, particularly YouTube. Yeah, they're not educated enough. Yeah. Keep Vader away. Yeah. So let's go ahead and pull up the first one here. I have it there in front of you. So, dear team YouTube, last week for Amandla Stenberg's, they use her pronouns, posted candid comments to Instagram about the rampage, quote unquote, rampage of bigotry and vitriol, quote unquote. So they're using candid comments. So what she said to gaslight the fan base, and she did not say you know, the entire fan base. She did not, everything she said addressing the fan base was very vague. And these people who are defending her now saying, "Oh, she wasn't talking about the whole fan base." And I pointed out that she never even said anything about a fan base. She's directly talking to the fan base, and you guys are using it to target those you don't agree with as she talking about you, which is the fan base. So it's very vague so that people can pull what they want from it and target and shame people who are questioning her about what she was talking about, right? About what she was calmly or posted candidly talking about. That wasn't candidly. Um, she knew exactly what she was doing. She was targeting people who did not agree um, to the Acolyte, like supporting it, watching it in any way, how it was written, if people watched it, how the characters were written and if they liked them or not. So she was pointing out to anybody who did not like the Acolyte or her character or what have you, she is talking directly to them. And that is plainly clear in her candid comments. And vitriol basically is a critique, a criticism. It's a harsh criticism, but it's still a criticism, but it's not bad. I mean, if you take a critique or criticism as an artist of any type of genre of art, whether you're a painter, actress, dancer, what have you, you should be able to take the vitriol to or vitriol to of that type of critique or criticism that helps you grow. Oh my God, growth. That's a fucking thing, right? Yeah, growth. I did take, I did get my AA in art studio arts. So I did get my art degree. Did I need to go do that? No, but the school I went to was pretty cool on like the type, of supporting my own artistic talents while learning more history about it and techniques and all this other stuff. So that was an experience that I highly value and stuff like that. But during that time, yes, I did get critiques. And some of them were harsh. Like we got to, as peers in the class, we did our own critiques of each other's art. And I did have someone critique one of my pieces pretty hard. Did I go off and write a complaint to the dean of the school because I thought it was hate? No. I took their opinion, I looked at it, and I said, okay, I see what they are talking about. And so maybe I should explore what they're talking about and see if I like that direction and where I want to go with this technique. If I don't like it, then I don't like it. And if they don't like the fact that I didn't change it or meet their critique, then that's on them, right? So you grow. But these guys sure can't grow. It's like it's like amazes me how that these guys even pass high school or elementary school, right? Because if they can't take a damn fucking critique or criticism during that time, then how are they moving on and growing through education? Oh yeah, that's right. They're the trophy generations. Everybody gets a trophy for participating type generation, participation trophy. Star Wars Grant says, "You don't agree with me? What are you, a racist?" And the thing is like if you're a person of minority, especially a black person, you can't be racist, right? You can't be racist. Only white people are racist. You know what? I could be fucking racist. You could be racist. We all can have some racist tendencies if we truly want to go there. It's not specifically towards a certain skin type of person, whether it's Caucasian or white, black, Mexican, that. All right, so let's get on because I am tend to ranting. The latest addition to Star Wars universe Stenberg experienced is not new. Oh, I skipped on here. That she has received since leading the cast of the Acolyte. The latest addition to the Star Wars universe Stenberg experience is not new. In fact, this known tactic was initially provoked by former Breitbart news editor Milo Yiannopoulos, I'm not going to try to say that last name, who aggressively targeted Ghostbusters actor Leslie Jones. So you're talking about a media source here. Haven't we gone through this before? Like George and um, who is it? Ahmad Best, got targeted by the media. The media doesn't represent the franchise, or not franchise, fans. So think about that. Under the guise of film criticism, and there is such a thing as film criticism, after prolonged insults against the Ghostbusters character resulted in harassment against Jones on Twitter. Um, the journalist claimed Jones was playing the victim when she called for action against the harassment. The aggressive gaslighting of Jones' experience results in the journalist being banned from Twitter. So imagine that. So again, there's a history of media. I didn't see this article, so I can't really speak on it to, validate what really happened. But media is known for this type of harassment. George has spoken upon it, but millions time. But does this represent the fans? No, it does not. 8 years later, Yiannopoulos playbook against marginalized actors has burgeoned into a multi-million-dollar business on YouTube. Oh, wow. So bigger channels make millions of dollars. I didn't fucking know that. Hey, have everybody make up fake accounts and subscribe to my channel and join my membership. Let's get me up to those fucking numbers, right? But so people are saying that fans had took this person's playbook and is using it to target shows or films, movies, and their actors and actresses because they want to make millions of dollars on YouTube. But this journalist didn't use YouTube to criticize. Not that I know of. So where are they getting with this? This is very dishonest right here. Very dishonest right here. And so they're saying that, YouTubers are now using this playbook. Well, where is the fucking playbook? Because I haven't seen it. Have you seen this playbook? Which has been permitted to develop unchecked with the help of YouTube partner programs. This playbook's biggest target, Star Wars. Star Wars is not the biggest platform on YouTube. It is a platform, but it's not the biggest platform. So I don't know where they're getting these numbers. They don't have any evidence on these numbers at all. They're just throwing out shit here to make it sound like, like Geeks and Gamers and Ryan Kennel and Star Wars Theory and Nerdrotic found this playbook and they're like, oh yeah, let's do this today. We don't like this show. Oh, it says we can make $1,000 if we talk about this. It's fucking bullshit. Okay, I'm being hyperbolic here, but still, it is fucking bullshit. As fans of the Star Wars franchise, we have tirelessly witnessed a handful of YouTube creators continually drive prolonged insults and harassments against marginalized actors and members of our community. Well, you know what? You guys aren't fucking Star Wars fans. Why? Because you like fake Star Wars, basically. Disney Star Wars is not Star Wars, and I'll keep on saying this forever. You don't represent me as a fan either. And where are you guys when the so-called Star Wars fans attacked the EU fans of Star Wars when it was discontinued and continue to do it today? Continue to use George Lucas's name in vain when it fits you, but then tear him down as not knowing Star Wars or making bad Star Wars or whatever they're going to put in there, whatever venom they're going to put in there that fits their agenda. Where are you at? Where were you at? You weren't sticking up for the long-term fans. You didn't give a shit about us EU fans. Some of you guys are probably even attacking us EU fans. Imagine that. It's okay if you do it. So the rules for thee, not for me kind of attitude. And then Leslie even badmouthed George a little bit too. So that has been covered before. So imagine that. Oh, us poor EU fans, we're getting attacked, and so are the favorite actors and actresses in the storyline of the favorite show that we are watching. How fucking dare you? You guys aren't fans. And then when the EU fan talks, fuck you. EU was never canon. There was no continuity. All of that bullshit. See how that goes? This is who these guys are. All right. So I'm going to read the bold letters now. Enough is enough. The Star Wars fandom demands that YouTube enforces its community guidelines against prolonged insults and incitements of targeted harassment towards women of color by demonetizing YouTube channels. Geeks and Gamers, Ryan Kennel, they're all in quote unquote as if they're not really them. Ryan RK Outpost and Nerdrotic. But where were you guys when this woman of color was being attacked for something she loved in Star Wars, or she loves, not loved, it's not past tense, still love it? The EU. Where were you guys at for me? I know you didn't give a shit because you were attacking me. Yeah, man, calling out the bullshit right now. Calling out this bullshit right now. These guys can care less about Star Wars. They don't even care about Star Wars. In fact, last night I think I shared something about a narcissistic reply of like them relating themselves to Star Wars like they were canceled, but not a show, which is very fucking funny, really, because if you have to relate yourself to a show, you don't care what's in that show. You're just watching it because you hope to see yourself in there. You don't care about the story. You don't care about the continuity. You don't care about what's going to come after or before, or even what came after. You don't care about none of that, because if you cared about what came after, you would not have liked the fact that Disney, Lucasfilm canceled the EU. Yep. It's not about story. It's not about the legacy that George created. And I did meet some of those posts of like, oh, the Acolyte is about George's legacy. Oh, fucking shit. Get fucking real with that, because hell no, he even spoke against it in the Cannes ceremony where he got his award. You know? All right, the facts that they say here. We'll get through this. I'm trying not to make this too long of a stream, but it is what it is. And then I got to prep you guys, or prep for, not you guys, but prep for Cap Chat. The facts. In 2018, Geeks and Gamers, and then they put how many subscribers are on there, encouraged harassment against Vietnamese American actor Callie Marie Trans, leading up to Trans' departure from Instagram due to prolonged harassment. Geeks and Gamers published nearly 15 videos relevant to Trans Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi character Rose Tico. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pull up an article here. And I've spoken about this before. You know me, OG loves to do her research together. I disproved someone last night as well about George not being involved with Empire Strikes Back. Imagine that. Someone saying George was not directly involved with Empire Strikes Back. So I'm going to share this. Let me go ahead and shrink it. Okay. Is it all the way? All right. So the article, you can, I shared this on Twitter. You can click on the link, read the whole article, but this is the part that's very much important. This is Callie Marie Trans in an interview. I had been brainwashed into believing that my existence was limited to the boundaries of another person's approval. I had been tricked into thinking that my body was not my own, that I was beautiful only if someone else believed it, regardless of my own opinion. I had been told and retold this by everyone, by the media, by Hollywood, by companies that profited from my insecurities, manipulating me so that I would buy their clothes, their makeup, their shoes in order to fill a void that was perpetuated by them in the first place. So she's speaking about why she left social media and why, why she's stepping away from a lot of things. It was the Geeks and Gamer, Ryan Kennel, Neurotic, or not even Star Wars series was mentioned in this. So where do they get the evidence that Geeks and Gamers caused her to leave? Now, Jeremy did put up a video, if you guys want to watch it, about debunking this. But I just wanted to share more. I'm surprised he didn't share this, but I'm the kind of person I'm like, okay, I want to show hard evidence. He shared his own evidence about him talking about her on some of his videos, which is great. That's great. But then I wanted to show some hard facts why she left. And it wasn't because of fans. It wasn't because of a certain YouTube channel. It was how Hollywood media and companies were targeting her. Amazing how that works, right? Amazing how that works. All right. So let's get back into this article here. And okay, let me go ahead and scroll back in because it decreased. So they go on to talk about her deleting her posts, her Instagram posts and stuff like that. No, that was because of Hollywood media and companies telling her and how she should think and stuff like that, which was messing with her own confidence. And I get it, be you. You don't have to be validated by Hollywood. You don't have to be validated by the media or even companies that want to buy you out to wear their product, right? And so that was her main focus. And I get it. Good for her. It's toxic. That shit is toxic. And she realized that. But it wasn't because of any YouTube channels. So I find that this particularly hilarious to them pointing this out, but not doing their research. And they go on to say Geeks and Gamers champion RK Outpost, and they put how many members they have on or subscribers he has. A channel that frequent target marginalized actors, including Moses Ingram and Black American cast member in the TV shows Kenobi. Days before Instagram called out the racist backlash against her on Instagram. RK Outpost called Ingram a lunatic who can do nothing other than play the victim. So basically, he's addressing, this is not being racist. He's addressing what Ingram has said, just like people are addressing what Amandla has been saying. Same thing. If you're gonna dish it out, be prepared. I don't care if you're a star. When you're a star, no matter what color your skin is, you're not marginalized. You're living off the hog. You have it fucking easy. I don't care what color your skin is. You are living way above even my pay grade. And you're taking it easy. I mean, hell, you don't even have to make ends meet for gas prices, for insurance prices that have gone up here in California. There's no fucking worries about like, is my uncle gonna go off on us because he's going on a drunken spurt and go through the community raising hell? You don't even know what ghetto life is or res life is to say you have the hard life, that you're marginalized. Marginalization is where you have to make ends meet. You're always facing adversity. These guys don't face adversity whatsoever. Whatso-fucking-ever. So this right here, what they said about Ryan, he is just addressing what she had said. That's not racism. Just like I'm addressing what's being said here. Same exact thing. But again, it goes to how thick their skin is. All right. And then I'm going to read the next one. So they go on to say, Geeks and Gamers and Ryan frequently co-hosted live streams Friday Night Tights on Nerdrotic's YouTube channel, where the three channels have made a profitable business reusing prolonged insults against marginalized actors. Again, they're not marginalized. When you're in Hollywood and then you're like so many miles from Compton, the ghetto, but you live at high in Hollywood, you're not marginalized. That's fucking bullshit. All right, where the three channels have okay, I read that one right? Against marginalized actors featured in Star Wars, Captain Marvel, and the Lord of the Rings of Power, to name a few. Again, you're making an accusation, but you're not backing it up. Okay, so let's get on to what they're saying about Amandala. In the ghetto. Yeah, I that song popped in my head too, Soul Assassin. All right, Amandala is the current target of this YouTube-based operation. Oh, so it's an operation. They are making a campaign, kind of like what you're doing, right? In fact, your campaign is actual real. Theirs is not. There's a difference between that. You guys actually plan this campaign. These guys aren't planning. They are just responding to what is being said at the time. You, on the other hand, plan this campaign. Yeah, she made a diss track. She made a diss track. So they go on to say, together, Geeks and Gamer RK and Nerdrotic have led the charge against Amandala even before the release of the Acolyte. They led a charge? Well, I didn't fucking hear that horn. I didn't hear them announce, we're gonna get them. Okay, so where's your proof that they led a charge to that? Where is it that they're saying that, oh, the Acolyte's coming out, we're going to target her now because she's a person of color? All right. So producing nearly 40 videos relevant to Amandala and the Acolyte since May. Yes, because they review movies and shows per the pop culture that they like or love and want to talk about it, even the bad of it, the destruction of it. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I don't know which region this is coming out in the world, but thank you so much for the super chat. Your channel is not the biggest, but still one of the most important for the YouTube community. Well, thank you so much. I want to just give purely George Lucas era Star Wars, but I do also want to address when it's needed stuff like this. Because even though I'm not listed here, I did have a couple people, oh, you're doing the same exact thing, you grifter. Really? Have you even watched any of my videos? Do you know who I am? But anyways, all right. So let's go on. These channels have asserted that Amandala is vapid and narcissistic. Well, I mean, they're criticizing her character. That's not racist. Because, as far as I know, anybody of any race, skin color can be narcissistic and vapid, or whatever. And then the adult pretender. Oh, my God. Well, she is an actor, right? And dumb. Well, I mean, she was dumb to do that diss track to bring attention to her, right? I mean, if you're going to do a diss track, be prepared for it to be dished back at you, right? Diss tracks, you're dissing someone or a group of people, they're going to respond back. That's just the common logic to this. All right. Especially when you coin people ists and phobes, because they didn't like your opinion on certain subjects that you have spoken about before. All right. So let's go on. And the half black bitch. Well, I mean, she is half black and they don't like her. And you don't have to like someone. And not liking someone isn't really based upon their skin color either. Right? All right. For defending herself against racism. Oh my God. You know what? She was being racist in this act of her diss track. Many people have discussed it and pointed that out. So, I mean, like I said, if you're going to dish it, be prepared to be served it back, right? Just like volleyball, be prepared to have that shit spiked on your ass. Anyways, all right, let's go on. Okay, let's see where I left off at. These channels have gaslit Amandala by claiming she's playing the victim card. Well, basically, she is. Because if she wasn't, she wouldn't have done a Discord, right? She wouldn't have done it. She's doing that because she is seeing herself as a victim. And so she's responding as such. When RK Outpost proclaimed, "You never been oppressed in your goddamn life, you bitch." Well, he's exactly right, because I even said that. When you live above a grade pay and next to a community that barely is making it and thriving, and then when you look at Hollywood, you have a lot of homeless people, but you're living high on the hog, you're not marginalized. What are you doing for your Black community? Are you helping the homeless in your area? Are you helping provide food for them? Or finding resources for your Black community? Because you aren't marginalized, you have money. Do you care about your Black community? Or are you just only caring about yourself and using your race as a ticket? Think about that, because I can easily do that for myself. I can easily use the race card and make it higher where I'm at. I've had opportunities. I share some stuff with just a few people, I've shared stuff with Soul Assassin about who I know native in Hollywood. And I you guys know that I travel around in powwow, and I have made my name as a champion dancer on the powwow trail. I can use that to my advantage, but I don't. That's called being humble. Do I help my communities? I live here in California on a reservation. It's well to do here because of a casino. But my tribe, we're not well to do whatsoever. And I have countless times sent like I did like the coat campaign where I ask, the local community around here where I live at to donate coats, a coat drive basically, donate coats to help out the children in need who don't have that opportunity. The parents are barely making ends meet, or maybe they're in foster or whatever. And I know exactly where I to send them at on my reservation and stuff where they be distributed. I've done stuff like that because I'm a part of this greater community and my family base is from there. And I see the difference between where I live at and where my family has lived at or currently lives at. And I know how it is as a child to live in a home where I was raised by my grandmother, who barely made ends meet. I've had cousins who had more than me and even bragged about it to me, and me thinking, why can't we afford this kind of stuff? But my grandma still made living in our situation fun or enjoyable, and told me not to worry, told me to, be thankful for what we do have: food to eat, a bed to sleep on, and a roof over our head, right? All right, so let's go back into this because I could get all mushy about that stuff, but it's all good. So he goes on to say, these YouTubers also use racist dog whistles, including angry Black woman stereotypes. Well, I mean, isn't that what she is? Yeah, that's harsh. But I mean, if the shoe fits, I mean, so what? That's what, one little bit of evidence that can be put in the racist pile. All right. And then they go on to say, and then we'll get on to the actions required. The hate campaign against Amandala has been so profitable that the major YouTubers have joined the attacks on Amandala, including Star Wars Theory. How many more good faith content creators will turn to profitable hate campaigns if this behavior is permitted to continue with no repercussions? So they're saying that these few groups of people, or these few channels, are the ones that influenced Disney, Lucasfilm to cancel the Acolyte, to influence fans to hate on the show and an actress. They have that much power to influence YouTube to do the same thing. I call bullshit on that. I think that everybody's opinion, though we may have agree on things, are their own. If we are all in this echo chamber, we would be basically sheeple. And like I said, I shared examples of my interactions with them about the word squaw, basically, in my opinion on squaw versus what they think about it and what they said towards that word and towards my experience. That does not make an echo chamber. Like I said, I agree with them and then I don't. And even with the spacing, there's times that we agree, there's times that we don't. Even with you guys in the chat, there's times that I have agreed with you or you guys agreed with me, like on Twitter, and then there's times that we don't. And I think because these guys are so narrow-minded, they have this tunnel vision because they are in an actual echo chamber. They think everybody else is doing the same thing. They think that, oh, these guys are a disease. They're going to influence, so we got to stop them. We got to stop them with a different opinion because we don't want other people to have the same opinion. Well, these opinions are formed based upon what they have watched and seen. That does not make an echo chamber, but this shares that they are these group of people who led this campaign, and that includes like other Star Wars channels like Kyle Katarn, who had me blocked like almost right away when I formed my platform and my channel. To Explain, which is another one, and his wife. Soul Assassin, there's been times when I've DM'd OG about stuff I've seen that was bordering an echo chamber. Yeah. And so let's get on to the next one, the next piece right there. Let's see here. I'm reading it off my phone, and then so I have it like whenever my phone goes into sleep mode, I have to enter the password kind of deal. Okay. So action required. The Star Wars fandom refuses to watch another marginalized actor or fan be singled out by prolonged racist harassment from a handful of YouTubers as a result of YouTube inaction. Again, they think they're Star Wars fans. They don't speak for me, nor do I agree with what they're saying here and what their actions of this targeted harassment. Do these guys speak for you? I mean, you guys are Star Wars fans. What do you think? Do you agree with them? Do they speak for you? All right, let's see where I left off at. Let me zoom in a little bit more. Which has transformed hate into a lucrative career path. I wonder if they truly know how much a creator makes on YouTube. So it's like I think YouTube takes 30% out of your funds, out of what you make off your channel. But I wonder if they truly know how much is made. Like me on average, because I have like almost 28 or 2,900 subscribers. The highest I've ever made was almost 1,000. The lowest I've made so far, 300. But the average is about 600 sometimes. But it's not profitable. YouTube isn't really profitable. Unless you got other things you're selling, like me, I have my merch, which I don't promote a lot. All right, so let's go on. Let me see here. If it is concerning to us that targeting marginalized actors, again, they're not marginalized. They're Hollywood. They live off the hog. They live in their big homes, their mansions, and they have their own security guards, all of that. They're not marginalized. on other social media platforms has historically resulted in platform bans where the same behavior has made provocateurs millionaires on YouTube. Oh, so all these guys mentioned are millionaires? I didn't know that. Man, again, you guys. Okay, every single one of you make 2 or 3 accounts. And when we have calf chat, because right now I'm producing minimal on my channel right now, but I'm still producing lore for you guys. We talk about it every Thursday morning. Make extra accounts, have them all logged in and signed in the chat for calf chat. Let's get me up in the numbers, because let's get up in the millions, and then we can, celebrate that. Again, I don't think these guys know what it takes to build a channel and how it's not as lucrative as they think. This should be highly concerning to advertisers as well. So all these people that they're complaining about, and all their videos, like they said, what, 15 of them that they've seen? If YouTube did not block them, censor them, or demonetize their video, that means it passes all the scrutiny of their TOS, which means it doesn't hurt anything. However, YouTube is very, 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 what do you call it? Touchy on certain issues and stuff. And they do some censorship, because as we see a lot of people switching platforms now. All right. We understand that YouTube has an important role to play in promoting free speech. However, content uploaded by geeks and gamers, RK Outpost and Nerdrotic is not, well, you should say are not, opinion or criticism. So they're saying it's not opinion or criticism because, it doesn't align with theirs, right? That's exactly what they're saying. It is prolonged targeted harassment against women of color. There we go. The keywords, the little call signs that they use, right? We urge YouTube to enforce its community guidelines and demonetize these channels immediately and permanently. Because again, they don't agree with what they have to say. So because they don't agree with them, why should they be monetized? You know what I suggest these guys? Maybe they should get a fucking job at YouTube, right? Maybe they should get off their asses out from the screen, in front of the screen, and get a fucking job. I'm pretty sure that YouTube is looking for DEI hires that they can go in, and maybe they can implement this themselves, right? Oh my God, that's so fucking funny. And then they comprised a list of sources that they can go look at. And I didn't want to take the time to look at them. However, like one major fact I debunked already is the Kelly Marine trans one. Yeah. So we've seen this. Oh my God, you guys, it's crazy. This is fucking crazy. And it's been going all day. I haven't been keeping track of exactly how far this has gone so far after like an hour or so since we started, even before we started. But this is one of the things I said in response to this. These accusations are false and targeted campaign to cancel. Criticism against characters is not hate. Criticism towards what an actor says against fans is to be expected. If the actor dishes it out, damn well better be prepared to receive. Kelly Marie Trans did not leave social media due to YouTube channels. She left it due to her harsh criticism against that what she should look like. So it gets criticism against what she should look like and be like as an Asian. Now, I'm surprised. Like I said, I think I as far as I know, within our greater community, I'm the one who retweeted and shared this out first. And then other channel creators on Twitter then started sharing, and that's fine. That's great. I'm glad that they're getting it out. But But what I'm surprised at is that they didn't go back and debunk the Kelly Marine trans one again, because that's a key critical one, because they're making it sound like these guys are the reason. YouTube's the reason why she left. It was these guys, RK Outpost, I guess you could say. Ryan is the one, or our Geeks and Gamers, I'm sorry, is the one. Which is not the fact. So, I encourage, like, if you're going to share stuff out, comprise some evidence too to back you up and to debunk what they're saying. That's very, very important. Now, they're not going to listen. They might call you names and stuff for proving them wrong. I've encountered that so many fucking times, right? But at least you have that sound piece of evidence to share that what they're saying and they're doing is wrong. It's very important, very, very important to back your claims up. Let me see what you guys are saying. Their whole premise is based on a debunked lie, right? All right. Hey there, Trencher. How are you doing? And I know I've seen a few people come in. So if you came in and I didn't say hello to you guys, I'm not ignoring. I just went off on rants and discussion based upon this manifesto piece of work here. And I'm scrolling up to see what you guys are saying. Enter promo code Acolyte and get 25% off. Enter promo code Hate Outlaw. I hate outlaws, and I'll ship you your saber out as soon as I'm done playing Outlaws. As soon as I'm done playing that. Let's see here. And then it says, if you don't like it, don't watch it. And that's the thing too. All these Acolyte Disney shills was like, if you don't like it, don't watch it, blah, 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 blah. So there's people who are like, okay, I'm not going to watch it. Look what happened, and then the show, doesn't get greenlit for a second season. Why don't people ever make actual short videos and call it a day? It's worthless. It's a worthless concept. Amandala could literally fund a season 2, but all she wants to do is shit on everyone for not watching. Yeah, and that's one thing she's ignoring. She's not addressing exactly what led to them not greenlighting a second season, right? We'll call it greenlighting or greenlit. Because like I said, like when the show was still being premiered, going through the episodes, Headland was saying that there was never going to be a season 2. So we'll say never was greenlit, because it wasn't really a thing about being canceled. It just wasn't greenlit to continue. There's a huge difference. They are not millionaires, laugh out loud. Yeah, you're probably talking about the YouTube channels. Sell some Ray sabers. Come on. How about that one where she's like, turned to the dark side? There's that dark side entity of her, and how they have that meme out with her looking like one of those what do you call it, handy knife thingies. I don't know, I forgot the name of it, but yeah, army knife situation there with like the can opener and all that other stuff. That was funny. Let's see here. I hate YouTube shorts with a colossal passion. I like them to get to a point where they're quick and simple for some lore facts. So I guess it depends on how you use them. You should get into the saber business. I hear that it's Bangkok dream. All right, 600 can get you a lot of power converters. OG at the Tashi station. I'm reading from bottom up, from the recent chat on up. Can someone tell me how someone like me who's not good at editing can make an EU short on YouTube? I think they're fairly easy. It's just all about your editing and whatever type of script or what the dialogue that's being said is going through. Maybe speeding up a little tiny bit, or maybe cutting out like airspace between what is being said. I mean, it's just a little skill, I guess. These SJW fake Star Wars fans don't speak for us real Star Wars fans. Yeah. So I thought I'd come on here and speak about this. Star Wars, our OG Star Wars did it first. I added Star Wars to that. Their whole premise is based on a debunked lie. Yeah. And thank you so much, Real Darth Ghostface. What's up? No substitutes. That's right. $10 super chat. Thank you so much. Who exactly is inciting these harassment campaigns against Neurotic Ryan and Geeks and Gamers? Is it from canceled pigs like Sawyerism or Jacob Shugs? Jacob, I don't know. I didn't find the source of who led this, like who first posted, but it spread really quick. So it was a campaign that was organized. Like I said, it probably was on someone's Discord. That's what I'm guessing. I don't know. Who knows? That's one thing I didn't go when I didn't feel like scrolling and finding and scrolling and finding the very first one. That was a waste of my time. That is the fact they have blatantly overlooked Ghostface. Bob Iger and his company knows this. That is business. Let's see her. And another rewriting Ripley. So here we go, you guys. So this is what's going on currently. Will anything come from this? I really don't think so. I think that they're a big cope mechanism of them. They're looking for so many ways to blame why the Acolyte was not greenlit for a second season. And they're not looking at the truth. With everybody saying, oh, it's, fan backlash and racist comments and stuff like that has caused Disney to not greenlit the second season. So they're pulling that. And I think it's quite stupid and idiotic. It's desperate cope on their part. I have no respect whatsoever for this type of thing. Like I said, there's time I could disagree with someone, but not to a point where it's like, I just can't see them right now, or I just can't respond to them anymore for a while. I need to chill the fuck away from them. But doesn't mean I'm going to hate. Doesn't mean I'm going to try to cancel them. This is what you call the cancel culture right here. This is a targeted harassment. Like I said, whether I like them or not, it's not that this should never happen. Just like no one should target these guys who are leading the campaign to cancel them. But that is totally up to you. I am not here to tell you what to do or say. Follow your gut instinct and your moral compass to decide what you want to do and how you want to address this. And go with what you need to do for yourself and how you think you should handle something like this. I decided this is something that I think I should talk about. So I had a debate with myself. Should I just do a pre-recording or do a live where I can talk with you guys in the chat? I'm always favoring live because I want that conversation, whether if we agree or not. And I think it's very important. I don't mind making pre-recorded videos, but then it takes the humanness, the human communication through the chat out of the whole experience, right? You guys are fucking awesome. So thank you. But yeah, so I thought I'd, come on here and have us address this. If something happens and these channels do get demonetized or worse, we have some problems here. And it goes to show that America is falling deeper into the cesspool. These guys don't care. They don't care about free speech. They just use it as a covet to, to try to cancel people. And what I mean by that is that they say, oh, well, hate speech is not free speech. You have the right to hate on something and discuss it towards a person or a show, or express your feelings about a situation. Let me see here. What is he saying? Guys, I've been trying to get OG to make a lot of shorts, but she's so busy with booty yoga. Any type of way or possible way for you to talk about booty yoga that way, right? I'll do a short of me doing booty yoga. There you go. Then it'll make him even more happy. Yeah. So tomorrow, we're going to go ahead and conclude this. So I just wanted to give my thoughts on here. I wanted to show the very critical evidence of what they're saying about Kelly Marie Trans, and show that it was not due to any YouTubers whatsoever, that they don't provide evidence. They never have. These sources here doesn't mean there's any evidence within them. Did they even watch those videos other than looking at thumbnails to comprise them as sources, as evidence? See where I'm getting at? So I thought that we would address this. I think it's very important. I'm going to keep an eye on this, like I said, because this goes into the free speech and our freedom. And I'm all about that. There's a point in time where, you know, like as a native, like my grandparents and parents before them, they didn't have all the freedoms that everybody had. And so once that was granted, I guess you can say, once that we were included, I guess you can say, I'm not going to get into any sticky situation of like cultural disputes and stuff like that on what I think and feel and know and stuff like that. But once we obtained rights and freedom to be who we are as a people and on our own land, hell yeah, I am gonna fucking protect those rights for everyone. The only loose cannon is Disney continuity. Oh, yeah. So with that being said, tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time is Calf Chat. So I thought we would discuss this here so we didn't have to talk, like spend most of the time discussing this, because it's almost 2 hours. Well, it's over an hour. Sorry, I was a little bit more, I didn't realize it's only an hour and 16 minutes, but still, I didn't want to take up predominantly half of the show to discuss this. But I thought it would be important to discuss it in general. And so you guys too, keep an eye on this. See what happens. You know, see what comes of this. I know these channels that are being complained about, they probably have a lot to say. So I'll be keeping an eye on that side too and supporting the freedom of speech. Whether I don't like what you say or not, you should have a freedom to say it, as long as you're not, you know, threatening to kill someone, you know, whatever. But there's times where we all have that moment of like that thought, or we express to our friends about a certain situation or someone or whatever. But anyways, you guys have a good one. I am going to go ahead now and start prepping for Calf Chat. So thank you for hearing me rant and discuss, and thank you guys for adding your input in here and what you think about this stupid, idiotic targeting harassment campaign. You guys have a good day. And as always, may the force be with you. Let me see here. Right here.
Someone asked me to give the best reason why someone should read the Expanded Universe. After giving it a lot of thought, here's what I have to say. The Expanded Universe respects the reader. In the Expanded Universe, Luke Skywalker's optimism continues where it left off in Return of the Jedi. He's fulfilled hope to the galaxy, just like Obi-Wan said he would, not like the Disney movies where he gave up on the Jedi, or even the whole galaxy for that matter. The character you see in those movies is not Luke. Luke isn't a quitter. He's not a pessimist. He's a leader. He's inspirational. And he's always there for his friends in times of need. Another character is Han Solo. He's introduced to us in A New Hope as a loner, a man who cares only for himself and nobody else. But by the end of Return of the Jedi, that all turns around when he finally finds friends he can trust and a true love to spend the rest of his life with. And that's exactly what he does in the Expanded Universe. Han is a devoted husband and father to Leia and their kids. He loves his family above all else. In the new movies, Han turns out to be a selfish deadbeat dad who ran out on his family when things get tough. It's a complete 180 from the character that we saw from Return of the Jedi. Now, another thing the EU does is it rewards its readers. Attention to detail when it comes to continuity has never been done at such a level as when it was performed by the expanded universe. Avid readers will constantly be rewarded for their diligence as comics, novels, video games, and even children's books share connections throughout the entire series, making it almost a flawless, continuous story. And though it has its minor flaws, it's still the best overall story in continuity out there, period. That's what the EU does. It respects and rewards its readers. And that's the best reason you should give it a try. Long live the expanded universe.
Another happy landing.